We turn our attention to the art of science now as we take a look at the new technology revolutionizing rugby training. Rugby is a contact sport which demands strength, speed, and stamina. With each position on the pitch demanding specific and often unique skills, professional teams like England's Northampton Saints are constantly tailoring their training techniques to each individual player.
Try that. Go.
A lot of what we do is quite generic. They do have quite a lot of generic needs, but we're not going to train an outside back or a scrum half in the same way that we would train a prop forward. You know, the demands are slightly different, and that comes down to the art of the practitioners and the coaches that we've got here, blending that awareness and rugby skill to make sure that the training is appropriate for each individual. And we've got some quite unique equipment in here that trains the muscles and the energy system specific for the demands of the game.
The training's always going to change for everyone. We've got very good guys there up in the gym. The conditioning unit are very focused and know what they're doing, and obviously you've got to have different programs for different players. Obviously there's different injuries, different niggles that players pick up throughout the season, and it's about keeping everyone fit at the end of the day. We want a squad that's competing. High levels of competition mean we're going to push each other to perform better out in the field. So we need to make sure that we're all maintained individually, and then you know, when we get out there as a team we can perform.
At the moment in pre-season we'll be doing 3 to 4 sessions a day. That's not including your rehab and your massage and your recovery protocols, but it'll generally be a weight session in the morning with a specific focus for that session, then a running conditioning session which will be basically building the engine, giving your body the capacity to cope with the long season ahead, and then a skills or a rugby conditioning session, and then obviously after that, that's when the whole recovery process begins for the next day.
One new technological development helping players recover quickly is the use of cryogenic chambers, which plunge temperatures below 140 degrees Celsius.
Before you go into the cryotherapy chamber, you want to make yourself as dry as possible. Some nice big woolly socks that I think someone's grand knitted all of them, and gloves, a hat, and a mask for breathing, because I gather that breathing in that minus 140 gas is pretty chilly. Some compression bandages for the elbows and knees, and then you just hope for the best really, and you're in. And it's 3 minutes in total, 2 or 4 times a day.
The effects of going into a cryotherapy chamber of minus 150 is the body goes into a fight or flight sort of situation, so the body begins to shut down, so it will draw all the blood from the periphery into the centre. The effect that will have on the lads is it will bring all the byproducts from the exercise into the centre of the body and help us flush that out, so when they return to the ambient temperature back out of the chamber, we get a sort of flushing system, so the body brings all the blood into the centre, is able to remove all those byproducts and then flush it back out towards the periphery again.
Rugby's a collision sport, it's a contact sport. We train them very hard. There's a lot of trauma in their body. So we're trying to offset that. So the inflammatory response, cryotherapy has had a positive effect on that. In terms of hormonal changes, we've seen that a positive change in that in terms of testosterone going up and the stress hormone cortisol coming back down again. So these are the sort of things that we're tracking. We also see from a well-being point of view as well that cryotherapy improves sleep. And there is some evidence now that just general wellness and well-being is being improved with cryotherapy as well.
The player welfare is our biggest goal. They're no use to us if they're not available to perform as best they can on Saturday. So there's no egos here. We're not trying to drive the programme that we want them to do. We want them to lift this weight on this day. That's not what we're interested in. We're interested in getting our lads in the right sort of shape, physically and mentally, to perform on a Saturday and ultimately win games.
It's not the answer to everything. We're not trying to say that it's the be-all and end-all at all. You know, we do pride ourselves on not just the training but the recovery. They're nourished, the food. We've got sleeping rooms upstairs. The cryotherapy is one of the things that we use. So we're trying to create a culture and an environment that leaves no stone unturned.
It's the 1% and 2%, and that's what the difference is at the very top of the game. And for us, I think that's what this club needs, just to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to get ourselves ahead of the competition. And I think that cryotherapy is definitely one of the tools that we can use to do that.